What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Team Hybrid BMX. So I tried to get Dookie over here. I don't know what happened. Maybe he's busy with the kids or whatever. Either way, didn't answer his phone, so it's just me tonight. We're gonna finish this up though. We're gonna finish up building the funbox. And the way we're gonna do that is by building the deck. So I'm gonna show you guys a couple of different things you're gonna need in order to build said funbox, like the deck of said funbox. And the great thing about a deck is you don't have to have transitions if you don't want to. You could say, you know what, I don't want the transitions, I just want a deck to ride on. And you could make this thing shorter, higher, however you want it. I suggest making it a little bit above peg height at least though, so that way you could start like learning stall tricks and stuff. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next clip. Alright, ladies and gents, so the first thing you're gonna need when you're building yourself a deck for your funbox is you're gonna need some wood. So we got ourselves from the quarter pipe. I've got a bunch of leftover 2x4s. I got a couple of 4x4s right here, which are the length of my deck board, which is also a 4-foot, 8-foot piece of OSB. You don't have to get plywood, believe it or not. OSB works just as well. It might not last as long, but it works just as well. And then we got two more pieces of 4x4 right here that we're going to use for legs. So I already did the measurements for the legs, so I'm going to get to putting the measurement down. It ended up being 17 inches for me, roughly 17 and a half, somewhere in there, to line up with the transition. It might be different for you guys depending on how you build your deck. I suggest going anywhere between 15 and 20 for your transitions, and then line those immediately up with your decking, so that way everything's nice and smooth. There's not a lot of like hops and jumps and bumps and weird stuff. So either way, I'm gonna get to cutting, and we'll get going after that. Yeah. All right, guys. So a couple things that you need to know before you cut. Okay. First off, always have a tape measure, and then what you're gonna do with that tape measure is you're gonna make, like I wanted to cut at 17 and a half. So I went 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, and 17 and a half. And then you're gonna wanna go to the store and pick up one of these guys. They're relatively cheap, and they're really good in a pinch. They're really helpful for getting perfectly straight lines. This is a triangle. Now, if you haven't used one of these, it's okay. It's really simple. All it does is it makes a 90-degree cut. Perfect. So you hit the line where you want it, right there, see? Okay, and then we're gonna mark it. And then after we mark it, we're gonna do the same thing to the other one that I put the perforated lines on. And then before you guys make another measurement going across, because your tape measure is gonna do this number, check it out. Your tape measure, let's see if I can get it to do it. Okay, your tape measure is gonna do this. See? And then look at all that slack right there. So you're not gonna get an exact cut. You don't want that. So cut those two first, and then do your next set, and cut those next two. All together, I'm gonna try to cut 8. If I can't get 8, then I want at least 6. So that way I have something holding the middle, and then I have something holding both ends. So that way we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 center points that are being held. So that way it's nice and strong. So you guys will see. You guys will see as we build. So let me get these measured, let me get these lined up and cut, and then we'll move on to the next set. Hey, what is up, guys? So I figured I'd let you get in on the action a little bit. I'm gonna try to film like this a little bit. I'm sorry about the angle. Like I said, tripod died. So, but I figure you guys can watch while I do this. You know, it'd be kind of fun. That way you're actually getting the kind of a real how-to, rather than just kind of like, here, look, I did this. So, all right. So because my saw is not very long, I had to cut this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then this way, in order to get it to come all the way around and cut flat. So, yeah, a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so now I need my handy dandy, there we go, tape measure. Remember what I said? See, now that I got that cut, now I can see where I need to measure. And 17 and a half, we're gonna do the same kind of perforated lines. And the reason I do this, guys, is because that way, even if I look at my level, if something doesn't look quite right, I don't have to stress it too much. I know that the line's pretty solid. So let's grab this one too. We'll do both of them at the same time. So I go to that 17.5 mark that I wanted. Then I go 17.5, 17.5. And those of you over in the UK, obviously you guys will be in centimeters, which I don't know how to read very well, to be honest. But there you go. There's that. Okay, let's get this thing lined up. Okay, same with this one. Do the same exact thing. Make sure the lines. 1, 2, 3. A nice, deep, heavy line so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Alright, now that part's done. And cutty we go. Again, and you guys will see what I mean by how I have to flip them. And hopefully this battery doesn't die on me, because I didn't realize this isn't my good battery. My good battery's on the charger now. So, we're going to hope. See what I mean by having to flip it? I have to flip it over. Okay, and then the last one. And then there's a little bit of a nug on here that's holding it together. Just give it a little jiggle, pop, it pops right off. There we go. There's another one. And it looks like I might have enough to make 8, which would be really, really cool. I'm hoping that I have enough to make 8. Because then 8 legs is a lot better than 6. We'll see if I can get through that many. Uh-oh. Hey, if anybody that knows family that works for Ryobi, tell them to send me some more batteries. I need them. And this is why I need new batteries. See? These things are junk, Ryobi. It does not make me happy. See? Look, I didn't even get through that many. So, I'm going to have to check the other battery, guys. So, hold on just a minute. And we'll keep cutting these out. And it's just what it is. I can't cut them with a regular handsaw. It'll take forever. So, alright guys. Give me just a minute. Okay guys. So, checking the battery. Let's see where we're at here. Because, I mean, it was nice. Oh, yay! Full battery! Full battery! So, I can finally get back to cutting. Holy crap. Yeah, the saw for some reason takes an immense amount of battery. And I don't know why. But okay, so now we can get back to it. So I'm going to set you guys over here. There we go. Yeah, well, maybe. Sorry guys, I'm really missing my tripod. Alright, so. Yeah. Oh, how is it that this battery is now working? They just needed a little break? Did it overheat? I don't know. We're going to find out. How about that? How about them apples? That one cut through. Somehow. I don't know how. There we go. So we got through that one with this battery. I don't know, guys. So far I got 4 legs. I got 4 legs so far. So, time to measure and cut, measure and cut, measure and cut. Do it again. 17.5. And the beautiful thing, guys, is that my garage door is closed this time. So I'm not bugging my neighbors, even though it's like 11 something at night. It's a Saturday, so I mean, I usually try to save this stuff for the weekends on purpose instead of during the week, so I don't make my neighbors mad. So, okay, do my little perforated mark thingies, so that way I get everything lined up correctly. Do the same thing with this one. It's such a task, guys, but it's so worth it in the end. And that's the thing you'll realize later on, guys. It's a task to do this stuff, to get the ramp built, but it's worth it in the end because you'll have something to ride right at your house. You don't have to go anywhere. And when you're a family guy like me, and you got stuff going on, there's just no better way than to just build something at home that you can ride whenever. So that way when like the kiddo's out playing on the playground or whatever, I can be playing on my ramps or whatever. Let's see, I lost my marker somehow. Okay, there they are. There we go. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. So far, I haven't had to use the battery, which is nice, but we'll see how long it lasts. I don't think this is going to last very much longer because it died on me that first time. That's the thing. This battery is a bomb. For some reason, this is the battery that came with actually my hedge trimmers that I have on the Plus One system, and this battery is freaking awesome. The batteries that came with these tools are garbage. I don't know what's going on, Ryobi. Like I said, if any of you guys know anybody from Ryobi, let me know, dude. I would like to have a nice discussion with them. Like, I'm half tempted to call customer support and be like, yo, I need me some new batteries. And this battery is done. Fine. Fine. You want to be that way? Fine. Nice. You know what better this battery is? Look at that. Wham. Right through. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, we jammed. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright, guys. Cut the last one. They'll make 6 of them. Oh, boy. The great thing about building the deck, guys, is honestly, I know this seems like a really long process right now. It's really not. The deck is probably one of the easiest things to build because most of it is going to be the size you need it to be anyway. And if it's not, then the pieces are really easy to cut. And it's pretty simple because you're already got a 4 foot by 8 foot. And most wood comes in like 8 foot or 4 foot. So it makes it really simple to just, boom, build it, done. You'll see. You'll see. Let me get this piece cut. And there we go. I've got 6 legs now. 1. Uh-oh. Whoa. What? 1. 2. 3. 4. 5 and 6. But actually, 5 and 6. There we go. All 6 of those. So, now we've got those. Yeah. Bang. Bang. Which actually we're going to throw those off to the side. Bang. Bang. No, bring it up. Bang. 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 And bang. Okay. So those are all off to the side. So, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out where we want to mount the 2x4s to the sides. And these 4x in the bottom, you guys will see. The next part's a little bit more complicated than it should be. But this is what happens when you build stuff out of scrap and you don't just buy the wood. The way I would do this if I was just going to buy the wood, which some of you guys will, I'm just going to give you guys some advice while I'm playing with sawdust. When I'm playing with sawdust. When I'm playing with sawdust. My words of advice to you is if you're going to go buy lumber, buy yourself a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet like this. Buy, let's see, for your center braces, I would buy 2 2x4s two 2x4x8s for each side. Another 2x4x8 for that part. So that's 3 so far. Same thing for the bottom frame, so you're gonna need another 3. One 4x4x8 for your legs, and then for your ribs, you're gonna need probably two more 2x4. So altogether, you're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 8 2x4s, one 4x4x8, and a piece of probably, I don't know, 1 inch would be best plywood. If you can't, OSB, this is 7/16 OSB. 7/16 OSB, 4 foot by 8 foot. So they're just making it a little easier for you guys. But anyways, let's get on to the next step before this video gets too long. Alright guys, so we've reached the next step. And the next step is taking our trusty piece of 4x8, and we're going to take 2x4s and line them on the sides. So what I mean by that is that we're going to take this 2x4 right here, and we're going to put it on this 4x8 just like that, right on the edge of it. I don't know if you guys can really see that. Here, let me how do I give you guys a good example? Okay, so here, I'll show you guys a good example. Alright, so the good example of this is that this is going to go like that, and it's going to go smack up against this like that, but on the ground flat like this. And then there's going to be another 2x4 up here the same exact way like that. What we're doing is we're building the top of our deck. And the way we're going to do that is by going from the top into these first with a couple of screws. And we're going to do the same thing on that side with a couple of screws. And then we're going to take 2x4s and put them one on this end, one on this end, and probably 1, 2, 3 in the middle at 4 foot. Well, a little bit under 4 foot because you got to cut from 2 inches on each side. All right. And then what we'll do is after that is that's when we'll mount our legs. We'll put a couple screws in the sides of them and then a couple screws in the top, and that'll hold them nice and level. And at this point, you guys can make a decision. You don't have to put the big frigging 4x4s on the bottom as a base. It should hold itself up pretty solid after that. However, it does help create it to make it a little bit more stable if you have something holding the legs in. If not, you can do what I'm going to do, where I'm going to wait and then buy a couple more 2x4s next weekend and put those in place so that way it's a little bit more sturdy. Right now I'm just creating something so that I can ride. So hold on just a second, guys. I'm going to mount these and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so now I can give you guys an idea of what I'm about to do. So see what I said? I'm taking the 2x4 and I'm mounting it to this 4x8 all the way across here. So I'm going to put a couple screws in there. I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. Put another 2x4 in on this side. Okay, so we're going to start with that. Alright guys, so I fastened a bunch of screws into this side right here. And now I'm going to do that side. That's that right over there. Right there. Alright guys, so now both 2x4s are mounted. So now you're starting to see what kind of looks like a deck. Except, what happens? Boing! The middle is all bouncy. What do we do about that? Well, I'll show you. Be patient. Okay, folks, so the next thing you're going to want to do is measure the space from here to here. Because if you don't, then when you go to cut your boards, you're going to be like, oh, I cut it to 4 foot. Useless. You know why it's useless? Because guess what? That doesn't get you where you want to be at all. Look. See? No. So what you gotta do instead, here's a quick trick for those of you guys who are struggling with this whole cutting thing. Okay? Let me teach you, let Greg teach you a little secret. So check this out. What you can do instead, if you don't want to have to sit here and measure and it's a headache, and it's a pain, and you just don't want to do it, and guess what? You just go like this instead. You push that end flush to this end, and then you put a little mark over there with your pen, and bingo, it's all good, baby. Cut from that line, and then you'll have a nice straight cut and a piece to put right in here. All right, what's up, guys? So now we're gonna take our leggies, use them as a little bit of a stand for ourselves, and now you have a place to cut your board. Okay, so now we've got to cut our board again. And the cool thing is, though, let me show you guys a little trick. Once you cut this board, you'll see. It's gonna be a cool little trick I'm gonna show you guys. So let me cut this board real quick. Okay, now that I've got this one board cut, this is going to be the exact length that is going to fit. Make sure it fits first. We're not cutting any more. But look at that. Would you just look at it? Looky. Would you just look at that? See, it fits right in perfectly. So now every other one that I measure, yeah, I fit myself under here. Hi. Now every single one that I measure, I'm going to base my measurement. I'm going to base my measurement off of this board right here. So that way, I ain't got to measure nothing else. I can just cut and be done. Go like that, bang, and use it just like a stencil. Make sure it's nice and flush on the one end. Go like this. Now, if my grandfather saw me doing this, he would probably kill me. He's a master carpenter, okay? So, but we're not trying to do master carpentry here. We're just trying to build some ramps to have some fun. So, this isn't building a skate park, okay? If you guys are going to build a skate park, please use measuring tools and use them correctly and actually do the job correctly. All right? So, I'm going to get to cut a couple more ribs for this thing, and I'll catch you guys in a minute. Deuce. Alright guys, so now we're on to the next goal. We've got to get these guys screwed into here, flip it back over on its front, screw down the deck to these, and before we flip it over though, I'm going to try to put these legs in first. And the only reason I'm going to do that is because it might make it just a little bit easier. We'll see, we'll try. I'm going to screw it in on both sides just to make it a little bit easier. You guys will see. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. Just trust me here. I got this. So, hold on. I'm going to screw these in. I'm going to do 2 screws on either side. 2 screws, 2 screws, 2 screws, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. You know how it works. So, 2 screws on either side of the board and then a bunch on the top. Yeah. Alright guys. So now all of these are mounted in place. Okay. I use 2 screws on either side. Now, here comes the fun part. You can either use the screws as a gauge to mark where your boards are going to be. Because we're not going to put these in yet. I'm not going to put the legs on yet. And here's the reason why we're not going to put the legs on yet. Because the first thing we got to do is flip this thing over and get that deck to sit flush with those boards. So, I'm going to flip her over and we'll get that done. Alright guys, no it doesn't look like it, but I put screws in the top. I flipped it over, put screws in the top. Now, we're going to put the legs on. So, in order to put the legs on, what you're going to do is, you're going to take one of your legs. Actually, I'm just going to do it now. We'll put all the legs in their corners where they belong. Okay? So this leg goes over here. That leg goes over there. This leg goes right here. This leg goes right here. Okay. Grab our last 2 legs. This leg goes right here. Okay. And then, last but not least, this leg goes right here. Okay, so now we have all our legs in place. So what I'm going to want you guys to do is, you're going to put 2 screws in here and 2 screws in the side. And do that for all of the legs. Make sure you have center beam and side beam connected. and it'll hold it nice and tight and snug, and then you don't even need base or sides if you don't want them. You can put them on there though. It might make you feel a little more comfortable. It might work a little bit better for you. But try this first, and if this doesn't work for you, I mean, because at this point of the build, where we're at now, is where you would probably use 2x4s instead and make cross sections instead. And it would make it just a little bit lighter. This is going to be very heavy and kind of a pain in the butt to move around. But it will work for the rest of this season, and I'll probably have to take the legs off of it in order to store it in the wintertime. But for now, I'm going to put the legs on it, get it out here, and hopefully get to ride it for a little bit. Alright guys, so the legs are now officially mounted on there. They're not going anywhere. See, kicking them, no movement. They're solid. So now it's time to get this guy outside and give it a little test run, and then I'm rolling in because it's already like almost 1:30. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this build. Like I said, I'm gonna put a couple little clips of me riding it, hopefully. If not, I'll get some day clips tomorrow, and hopefully I'll get one of the guys over here to come ride it with me. So anyways guys, I hope you're having a good one, and be expecting some daytime videos tomorrow. Deuces. What is up guys, here's Greg from Team Hybrid BMX. So I just want to show you guys the finished product. So here's the one side, and here's the only thing that was a little bit unfortunate. I wish I would have brought it down another ½ inch or so, because it wasn't quite the right height, so you kind of have to pop over the edge a little bit. So, and then this side lined up a little bit better. Not great by any means, but it definitely worked out better, and that deck is just gorgeous. I love the height of the deck, is awesome. I mean, using this thing as a flyout would be great even. Like, just every part about it. These are totally removable, which I like. You can just use the deck if you wanted to. I mean, there's just so many options with it, which makes it nice. So I'm gonna try to find a place to like just put you guys up for a minute, because it's really late here, and I'm just gonna try to ride this a couple of times, and then I'll get some day clips for you guys tomorrow. I'll put together another video tomorrow. So here we go guys. Move this fence post out. Oh, that was loud. Let's see if I can get it to just maybe hang on this. Maybe I'll get lucky. Come on, you can do it. Go, maybe I can't hold on to my phone. Kinda, almost. There we go. I think that's gonna get it at least a little bit. There you guys go. Sucks not having a tripod anymore, It's just too loud for this time of night, guys, so I'm gonna be done for tonight. But like I said, it looks like a little bit of fun. I'll get some better clips for you guys tomorrow on it, hopefully. I'm gonna try to add some kind of a little grind ledge kind of thingy here, and maybe a little wall ride kind of piece, because Dookie was interested in doing that. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was fun and informative for you on how to build your own BMX style fun box, unlike those stupid little 1080 kickers we got when we were kids. Something a little bit bigger than that. So like I said, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you next time on Team Hybrid BMX. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And DJM, thanks for commenting, buddy. And for everybody else that's been commenting, thank you very much. Keep it up. I really enjoy it. Let's build the dialogue and have fun with it. I'll catch you guys next time. Deuces.